Hello everyone! This one's going to be a bit different as today is my birthday. And here I have a couple cars that were presents from that. And a bunch of cars I've been saving up to unbox all today. So enjoy this Mega Cars unboxing. Feel free to use this as background audio if you want. Now let's get into it, starting with this big bag of cars. This was a big lot I got as a present. So I'm not sure exactly what's in here, but starting off, we have Cars 3 Floyd Mulvihill. I think this is a Chinese version down there. Needed this guy, he looks pretty cool. So I'll set him in the back. And I'm gonna try to keep a good pace through these so this doesn't take forever. Next up is the Cars 3 Intro Rust-eze Lightning McQueen that I did need. He looks pretty cool. This is one of my favorite McQueen paint jobs. Will fit very nice with those Cars 3 racers. Next up is Barry the Pedal. I do have one of him, but I think this is an earlier Chinese version. Yep. There are some differences like a darker paint job, slightly different expression, and overall different wheels. That was kind of bent there, but a little weird. Next is Fillmore. I did purchase this one as a single, not knowing I was going to get it today, so I guess we'll just have two of them. Here's my first diecast ever of Finn McMissile. I've only had the color changer version. So this is interesting. This is the normal version, not the shouting one. Very interesting. I really like him. Next is a Diecasts McQueen. I already have one of these. And whoa. Wait. Hold on, is this an error? Why does it look like that? Wait, what? Okay, that side is normal. Top side looks right, but then look at that. Set that off to the side. Here's another one I'm pretty excited about. We have Rex Reveler, one of those Cars 3 vets. I don't have any other of the Gaskets racers, being Sage Vanderspin or Dan Garcia. It is nice to have this dude, as I don't think he's been released in quite some time. Here's the Cars 2 Mater. I do have one of this exact version. I think he might be back here. Yep, here we are. This is the new one, and this is the one I already had. These two do seem to be exactly the same. So who knows? Guess I have two of them now. And going with that Finn McMissile I got earlier, this is the Holly Shifwell with wings. And I'm not really sure about this color. I'm not sure if this is the one with the weird color or not. I think it is. Those wings are pretty interesting though. We only got a few left, and I think they are the good ones. We have the Chinese Ryan Laney, and this one looks very strange. I'll probably give it to the Thailand version. I'll compare them in a second, but just the wheels and the eyes look really strange. Not in a bad way. Yeah, here's the side-by-side. This one's a bit more desaturated, and look at those wheel differences. Woo. Everything else looks pretty similar. Very interesting. Now we're down to the final four. Here's another fabulous Lightning McQueen. I do have one of these already unboxed, and this one will be a good substitute or background. Very nice. This one, okay, what is this one? I think this is a Fireball Beach Jackson Storm. I'm not really sure what this is. It's a dirty Jackson Storm with, I assume, sand, so I'm going to assume that's what this is. If it's something else, please let me know, as I'm curious. 2 to go on this first lot. We have a Cars 3 Paunchy Wipeout. This is a Chinese version that does have the correct wheels and eye color, which I've heard is pretty rare and I did not know existed. This is the correct version, I think, with the correct colors everywhere. This one's very nice and is one of my favorites of this whole lot. Really like him. And one to go. Carl Clutchin. This dude is apparently pretty rare. I haven't seen many listings for him on eBay that I could get super cheaply, so I'm very glad to have gotten this one as it's my birthday. Very nice, easy idle racer. Will pair very well with these Cars 3 vets over here. Here is all of those cars from this first lot. I'm very excited about all these Cars 3 vets, and it's nice to have the Spies just here. Not sure what I'm gonna do with some of these, like Mater. But let me know in the comments what you think I should do with some of these, either make a custom or do something else. And while you're there, let me know what you think of this new setup. It's the Motor Speedway of the South layout in progress. Not quite done yet, but the track part is done. You can see some racers in the back here and here. And now that this lot's done, we'll move on to Brickyardly. All right, now that Brick is gone, hope you enjoy that little peek at the pits back there. Here is Brickyardly from 2020. He has not been released in a while, and I think this is one of his most recent versions aside from that one Walmart 5-pack I never found. And I'm very excited for this dude. I really like him. So let me get him out of this package. Let me try to pry him out here. Whew, that was nice and clean. Here is Brickyardly. This is a Thailand version. And this one looks great, but what's that up there? I don't know, it's a piece of dirt or something. It's gone now. Take a close-up look. He's number 24 for Vitaline in those Cars 3 veterans. Super excited to have this dude, and I have a feeling he'll pair really well with this layout here. Next up is Rusty Cornfuel. I think you will see him in the next hunt video. I bought this pretty recently at AutoZone, which has been pretty nice to me recently. So let me get this dude out of the package for another Cars 1 racer. I really love these dudes. And here is Rusty Cornfuel. It's interesting. I kind of expected him to have teeth, but he does not. He just has an open mouth there. But I do like those wheels. Those wheels are pretty nice. I think that dark purple is pretty accurate. It looks very nice. I love the absolutely humongous 4 on the top of him. That's very nice. It covers his entire roof. It's almost twice the size of that 24 there. He does have that separately fitted eyepiece, which, you know, I always love. I believe this is my first toe cap racer, as I don't have JD or Jack. So I'm not really sure what these say. For the one night hit. Okay, nope, not gonna talk about that. Very glad to have this dude. I'm not the biggest fan of Rusty Cornfuel, to be honest. And I think his grill mustache kind of blends in with the purple there. But I do like his spoiler, and he will pair very well on the layout with all these Cars 1 vets scattered around, and Cal for some random reason. Very nice. I'm going to try to keep this moving as I have a lot of cars to go. And depending on how much time I have, I may do even more that you haven't seen yet. Who's next? Let's go George Nguyen. Another car I bought recently, and you will see in the hunt. This one's a bit of a foreigner. He came from North Carolina at AutoZone, which has been very nice to me recently, I'll say that. I did not find his body flipped over, that is in that case K as well. But George Nguyen, let's see what he has to offer. And I'm gonna be honest, as a character, I'm not a big fan of George, but I'll say this diecast looks very nice. I really like those shiny metallic gray rims there. He does not have a separately fitted eyepiece, which is meh. But he does actually have that trim around with the black that actually looks pretty good. I like that. He does not have any co-sponsors, which is just a movie error that carried over to the diecast. I do really like Leakless as a sponsor, but you know, I've said it before. Why is it this fancy font? Come on, man. I'd say I'm glad though they didn't change the colors too much. They kept the yellow and black, which I'm very glad they did not change it, as if they changed it to like brown or something, that would have been horrendous. The spoiler though does actually look pretty nice. But I was like, looking at this diecast, I might have misjudged George a little bit. He's still definitely not near my favorite of the next gens, but I'll say this definitely brought him up a little bit, in my opinion. He'll pair very well with the next gens in the fleet. And I'll say this diecast is a pleasant surprise for me. Next up is a car that I've had sealed since, I believe, March. So I'm sorry to this dude. But Duke Coulters, he was from that Case D with Tim Treadless. So it's the final time I get to open him is I've just been procrastinating. I don't know why. Here we have another one of those legends here. So let's get him out of his packaging. Here is Duke Coulters. One of those legend racers. Okay, first of all, I really like that rust detail. That is cool. The fact that it's just part of the paint job looks so real. Wow, that's great. We have some rope or something. I like that mouth guard there. I'm not really sure what purpose that would serve, as they're metal cars and not people. He is number 70, much like Floyd over here. Though I'm not sure if I see any Gasprin logos on him. Don't believe I see any. I swear, these Thomas of the Legends, they rarely fail to disappoint, and this is another example of one that looks pretty good. Looks a lot like Caleb Worley here. I think they do use the same mold, but I do like that the tires are different on these. It really shows quality put into these, and they aren't just the same mold, copy pasted with all the details over and over. Same with that front mouthpiece, they are different, and they have different expressions too, and different grills. Wow. These Thomas of the Legends are really some of the most high quality of the cars diecast. It's great to have another one in the collection. And continuing on the streak of those legend racers, Randy Lawson. This dude is also a bit of a foreigner. He came from Washington, so he's traveled quite a bit of ways to get here. This is a Sputter Stop racer, but let's just show the diecast. Here he is, Sputter Stop number 91. Interesting that Murray got the number 92 a bit later on, maybe as a one-up for this guy. He's on that roof there. I do like the expression on this dude. I think he's a different mold than all the other ones I have. There's the Jet Robinson mold, the Caleb Worley mold, River Scott, Doc, all those people. I think this one is different than all of them, which again shows the quality put into these. They didn't just copy paste this dude over and over and over into this one. He does have some rear view mirrors here, though I'm not sure how he sees out of them, as they are behind his eyes. I don't know. He has some separately fitted windows. I always love that. And he has some unique tires, as they are both different from these and these, which is great. I love the quality put into some of these 50s racers, and look how clear that is. Randy Lawson. You can read that from a good distance. Sputter Stop, nice. And whoa, there's dirt detailing on him as well. Man, these things just keep getting better and better. Yeah, it's got dirt detailing on him. Does this one have that? I don't think it does, but it has the rust. Each one of these has some very nice detail that I really love about them. These 1950s racers, they are some good diecast. Very nice. All right, now we got Miguel Camino. He's been sitting around here since, I think, May. I've never opened him. I still need a shoe. I've not found shoe yet, aside from that 5-pack that I don't really want to buy. Miguel Camino, the Spain racer, I believe, for the World Grand Prix. Pop him out. All right, here is Miguel. One thing I noticed right away is that his spoiler is the wrong color. It's red when it should be black right there, and there should be some black here next to his eyes that is also gone. And his windows are also not painted in. Yeah, it's just those lack of black spots. It's kind of weird there. Not really sure why. He's making kind of a weird face there though. I'll say the wheels on this one look very nice. They look like those NASCAR updated diecast from the Walmart, I believe. And I do like that kind of double spoiler there, double shape. I think this one was a little bit kind of lazy though, as it shouldn't be that hard to just put some black here and on the spoiler instead of just making it red, which I assume was a cost thing. I don't really have any of the World Grand Prix racers, so I think this is my 4th of them, so he'll fit pretty nicely in with them. 20 cars in now, approaching the 21st, and there is no sign of slowing down from what I see. Here is Chick Hicks. This is the Thailand version. My first time finding the single of him. This was, I believe, in that May hunt. He was one of the first cars I found in that hunt, and now I get to open him. I'm just gonna steal the original Chick off the layout over there to compare. Say, first of all, just a basic looks. This Thailand one looks amazing. It's so much glossier, it pops more. It looks so much more shiny. The eyes look better. It's a separately fitted piece. I love that. I love the grille. This one is pretty much the same as the original China one in almost every way. Though I think the decals are a little bit smaller on this one, which I think might be an advantage, as you can see the green a bit more instead of just a bunch of the stickers here. It's a lot shinier on this one, though it is new, so who knows. There is the issue of these Thailand cars where the decals get a little bit tough to read, as I can barely read that retread there. Whereas on here, I can read it pretty easily from a good distance away. Chick Hicks, I think this will take over the spot of this one on the layout with all those other Thailand cars back there. Very excited about this one. This honestly was a lot better than I thought it would be. But now, to the last of this first group of cars, we have this 2-pack of the King and Mrs. the King. And I've made pretty good time at this point, so I've decided that I'm just gonna do everything in this video. You can't see them, but there's a lot more cars back there that I'll unbox once the King is out. Now, I was very surprised how good the Thailand Chick Hicks was. So let's see if the King can hold up to it, and this will be my first ever time having Mrs. the King. And this package was a little bit cracked, but I don't really care. This was in that same hunt video, and I think I found him the same day as the Disney 100 cars, I believe. So this one's been around for a little bit too. Now let's get that blister off there. And let's start with the big guy, the King. And whoo, oh, that looks so good. Comparing him to the Chinese version, the color is a bit lighter. The spoiler looks, yeah, the spoiler I think is a little bit, I thought it looked a little bit taller, but I think it's just a little bit thinner. I'd say the font on it looks great. Wow, I really like that different expression he has where he's just kind of smiling while his eyes are a separately fitted piece rather than just a little derp here. Wow. There is different color on that back though. I'm not sure which one is accurate with the silver versus gray. I'm inclined to say silver, but I don't really know for sure. One little bit of a downgrade though is there are some small holes in the wheels that are accurate to the movie, and they are silver. Whereas here they're kind of just gray circles with a little bit of detail there. So this one does capture a bit of detail, this one doesn't. So I think this one's a little bit thinner, which I think is more accurate. I do really like the shininess of these Thailand cars compared to the China ones. I mean, looking at the Chick Hicks next to him, these two look amazing next to each other. Wow. And where's the Thailand McQueen? Is this him? Yep, here he is. Yeah, these Thailand cars look super great next to each other. They're nice and shiny. Really like them a lot. I did see the Richard Petty Museum a couple weeks ago while I was in North Carolina getting George. I did see the real King, which was, I believe, his real Plymouth Superbird used for racing, but it did have the eyes on it, which was very nice. Got a few pictures of him that I will flash on the screen here. And that just made me like the King even more. I really love the King. And also at that same museum that I got a couple pictures of was Mrs. the King, made of another real car. So she is definitely pretty heavy. Maybe about 1.5, twice the weight of the King maybe. She has a nice separately fitted eyepiece, though I think her eyelids are a little bit too dark compared to the blue everywhere else on her though. The expression's a little weird as it kind of meshes in with the bumper. That's a little weird. I like the nice silver wheels here. Those They're pretty unique to her, I think. I don't think many other racers have them. Wait. Kind of similar, but not really. I like the color match though. The gray, silver, and blue match pretty much perfectly on these two. I like all that nice silver trim, though I'm not really sure why she has door handles, because, you know, you don't go in the car, but whatever. Wow, there's a spot for the trunk there. It doesn't open, but it almost looked like it does, just based on the detail put into it. Nice rear view mirrors there. That one got a little bent. Wow. Very nice 2-pack here. There we go. Yeah. Wow, very nice end to the racers of today. Now let's get into that second lot of cars. And with a little bit of magic in the count of 3, I'll make all the cars appear here. 1, 2, 3. Here they are. And they are all the Radiator Springs townies that I do need, except for Luigi and Guido. I have never found them. I think they will be out in a couple cases later this year. So I just gotta wait on them. But here, first up is Lizzie. This Lizzie, along with that Fillmore back there, I bought at my local HEB after they restocked that 12-count case E. On the back there is the Greg that everyone's waiting for, and still hasn't been revealed what case he's in, but it's gonna be one of those far late cases with Todd, the Pizza Planet guy. So let's start off with Lizzie here. I believe I could have got her the same store as Deputy McQueen. At the time, I didn't really want her, but okay, this is a weird one. She is so small. Let's grab the King here. The King is probably double her size. To be fair, the Superbirds were really long, as I did learn seeing the real one. But this is a weird one, that nice Ford Model T. She does even have that separately fitted eyepiece. And very small, you can see even the grille is detailed there. She has those nice spoked wheels, license plate, and even a tail lamp, I think is what that is. Very interesting one here. Ford Model T. I didn't expect it to feel this strange. It looks good. It looks like a good diecast. I really like it. It's gonna be a nice background piece for those races in the pits over there. This one, I don't know, this one's just kind of funny just how small it is. It's very matte colored. Very strange. It's very accurate though, I'll give it that. And bought out of the exact same case and store as Lizzie, we have Fillmore. I was a little bit reluctant to put this one in here considering there's this Fillmore, but I think this is a Thailand, or this is a China one. But it is a little beat up just a little bit, and it is an older version. So it's not quite as good and updated, I think. So who knows what I'll do with that one. We'll put him in the back with the rest of his eBay lot companions. And here's the Thailand Fillmore. My biggest fear opening these is I'm gonna paper cut, ripping out this part, which would be really bad. And let me actually grab this guy back. Here is the original China Fillmore, and this is the Thailand Fillmore. So just on appearance, I think I like this expression more. It's a bit more dreary. Whereas this one's got his little teeth showing. That's a little weird. The details are pretty much the same. I think I like these windows better, as they aren't grainy like these ones here. But I think this one, I think the glossiness of this one is a little bit better. Looking at the roofs, yeah, you can see a little bit more damage on this one. So it is nice to have a brand new one. He's pretty cool. I like Fillmore. There's not a ton to say about him aside from that separately fitted eyepiece. I know, I always gonna talk about that. Fillmore, a very nice addition here. And we'll move on to his best pal there, Sarge. This one's a bit of a weird one. I got this one about a month ago, just at a Walmart. I'm not sure why they stocked this case. This is that one that was around during Christmas of last year. I don't know why. They had just that case sitting around. They had parts of it. They didn't have the good ones like Darren or Racing Red McQueen, but they did have Sarge, which I needed. And yeah, it's very nice to have this interesting 2021 car. Let me pop him out of his packaging. And at the end, I will show you the mess on the floor of all these packaging just getting chucked over there. So you can hear the clangs there and there. We have the Thailand, I think, Sarge. Yes. This one's interesting. There's not really any black spots, whereas most of these have the black undercarriages. This one is all that army green. And I'll say I do really like his expression of that kind of gruff mouth there. Nice details of those even smaller parts by the rear lights. Here's that license plate. I like how I can actually read it from a good distance away. 41 WW2. So there is a little bit of a weird gap here and here, which does make it it looks a little weird, like this piece could just pop off, which I don't think we'd want to see what's under there, but very interesting one here. Another Radiator Springs Townie. Very glad to have him. I like his custom or unique tires to him that have those, I guess, grippy parts is what I should say. Very interesting. Tywin Sarge. I think this is the same one that's released this year, and I think it's in case E, which I still have not found. I'm still looking for Jeff Gorvette, Mario Andretti, Raul Sarul. Haven't found any of them. I've hunted like 50 targets, I don't know. But back to Sarge, really like this one. Now move on to a 2-pack with red. I believe this is my first deluxe car just on its own. We have the 2-pack of red. I'm glad they did this with the deluxes instead of keeping them as deluxes. I'm not sure what they do with characters like Mac. Maybe they give them like tires or something. I don't really know. Here's red and the Stanley statue. Now it's that red there. First, take a look at the Stanley statue. Now I do get why this was grouped with the deluxe, as it is just a plastic piece that's pretty small, and I don't really have any Radiator Springs area for this to go in. So I guess it could just sit in the background like anywhere. Though it does capture the statue pretty well in detail, though there is a little bit of paint lackage under there. I'm guessing the sprayer just didn't get to it in the factory. Very nice, but now onto the main attraction of this 2-pack, we have red. Here's a nice beefy car. The ladder does not move, unfortunately, but I do really like that part here. This is all metal, I think, and it looks really good with that fire truck texture to it. The back wheels look really cool, and the front ones look a little weird. Not really sure why. I like his expression though, a nice smiley guy. Though for being a deluxe, this one should have a lot more detail, and it does. Especially underneath there, you can see all of his driving components. And this one is the first car that's not a color changer, I think, to have a screw there. That's interesting. I would assume that unscrews the ladder. Interesting. These parts are all separately fitted, not just part of the mold. I will always love those separately fitted parts. I think he'll sit with the Radiator Springs Townies pretty well in the backgrounds of shots. I believe his case of 2-pack should be in most targets by now. I haven't seen it in HEBs, but I did see it in a couple targets. So if you are curious in finding this dude, I recommend checking now. Maybe you'll find that KC that I couldn't find. Now we're on to the final 2 items here. Here we have Sheriff. Bought this one about a month ago. Here's the packaging, and here is Sheriff. I've always liked Sheriff as a character, and this diecast does reflect him pretty well. These are part of the mold, those top parts in the siren, but they do look almost like they're not, but they are. I like his white wall tires. Those are pretty unique to him. I don't think any of the other Radiator Springs challenges, except maybe Doc, have them. And he got them removed, so I guess they're exclusive to Sheriff now. I don't think his eyes are separately fitted, but they are very nicely textured and almost look like they are with that silver rim. This is a nice simple 50s, 60s era Mercury cop car. The license plate of 001, not sure what that's a reference to. Very unique Radiator Springs Townie, not much to say about him other than he looks pretty good. And with the unboxing of this final item here, you can see the whole layout now. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good, but let me know what you think. And unboxing these 2, I will have reached 30 cars, which is insane. As I think the most I've unboxed at once is maybe like 4. This is a big step up. If you're still watching it, thank you. Thank you for listening to all my ramblings for all these cars here. or just using this as background audio. This one is the most recent purchase. I bought this yesterday as I was thinking I needed a Flo and Ramon, but didn't know when they'd be out. And I was at my local HEB and they stocked 2-packs, which is amazing. They have this one, so I decided to pick it up. And now this means the only 2 Radiator Springs townies left I need are Luigi and Guido. I'm not sure when they'll be out. They'll be out sometime soon. Here's Saludos Amigos Ramon and Flo. So let me pop these 2 out and get this done. Let me start with Flo here. I'll say, first of all, that's an interesting expression. I think her eyes are maybe a little bit too small. But I think everything else looks pretty good. I think this part is actually die-cast, but I do really like the wing she has and the rear view lights that extend all the way up on them. There's not really much to say here. That is a very nice separately fitted window piece. I do kind of like her eyeshadow as a nice detail. Two-tone looks nice, but not much to say about this one as it's pretty simple, but very nice. All right, one to go. Saludos Amigos Ramon. So this is one of my favorite Ramon paint jobs as he does have some sponsor stickers there, which I don't think any other Ramones do aside from maybe the fan favorites one for Cruise. He does have very nice silver. I think silver is a great color for Ramon, and he fits it pretty well being a sort of showy, showboaty car. Yeah, the glossiness this one has fits him very well. And those separately, almost looking separately fitted rear view lights look very nice. And he has a nice trim around his low and slow license plate that I don't think any other car has. He's got that separately fitted window piece. It says Saludos Amigos on the back and I believe the front. This is the one from the end of Cars 3, just in case you didn't know that. Number 51, Ramon. I really like this one. This is the last paint job we see Ramon in before Cars on the Road. So I figured it appropriate to get this one as my Ramon to use. So I'm very glad to have him. And that means this is the last Radiator Spring Townie I have before Luigi and Guido. And it also means this is the last car of the day and number 30 in this unboxing. And with that is all 30 cars of the birthday unboxing. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you for 500 subs, and I'll see you next time. And because I promised, here's the junk pile of stuff on the floor. Yay.